When Cameroonians look at President Biya's report card, they see more red ink than blue. The key performance indicators here being good governance and especially the economy. Dr. Taka Babila Julius, is this assessment of President Biya's report card accurate?
Good evening from Washington, D.C. to all our viewers worldwide. Today has been a historic day for Cameroon. Just a few hours ago, President-elect Paul Biya took oath of office in Yaoundé at what is now called the Glass House of Paul Biya. In Yaoundé today, President Paul Biya reaffirming his mandate and committing to a future of peace, stability, and national renewal. President Paul Biya has been accused by the naysayers, by the enemies of the Republic, those who lack the Republican spirit, that his long-term mandate had achieved nothing but just corruption and poor economy. That is not true. Under President Paul Biya, when he came in 1982 till today, 2005, Cameroon has gone through a policy development of anti-corruption. We know of the EPVA, the Operation Sparrowhawk, that flew and landed on some big shots who embezzle lots of national resources, and they are right now still lamenting in jail. President Paul Biya set forth a very robust anti-corruption agency, which is CONAC, that has the power to independently investigate crimes, monetary crimes, embezzlement, corruption, and forward such findings to the head of state, who then authorizes the arrest, investigation, persecution of these culprits. And Paul Biya went as far as creating the special criminal court that takes care of heavy embezzlers with a higher amount, I think from 25 million to 50 million, starting there, that are tried speedily and are thrown to jail. We have all witnessed a lot of them tried and thrown to prison. This shows that nobody is above the law in Cameroon. As far as the economy is concerned, we have to look at the number of third roads that we had when President Paul Biya took over office in 1982. We had like 1,500 third roads. Now we have 11,000 and going to 15,000 third roads. We have to look at economic development in a quantified manner. We look at the level of employment. Cameroon was 8 million. Now we are 30 million. We know, we accept today, President Paul Biya agreed that there are issues, that the country is suffering, but it could be worse. And he took the affirmations today that he is going to invest himself into making sure that things get better, especially for the youth and the women. So I want to say that those accusations of poor governance and poor economy comparatively is not that red, because we have to look at things in relative context. You are comparing Cameroon to which country that you claim that it is poor employment rate or high crime wave in terms of governance. We know that corruption is something that ingrains in all countries, all governments. But I want to say that under President Paul Biya, a lot has been done in this direction. Thank you very much, Mr. Jivan Chamukong, for inviting me to your wonderful channel, the Chat Night Africa, a platform that I think is more fair, as it can invite people from our own party who speaks the language that some people might not want to hear. But this is an opportunity for us to dialogue, because campaign is over. And now is a time for us to build instead of destroying. The head of state said that we should build the modernized Cameroon instead of destroying it. Thank you very much.
We'll come to the speech of President Biya today at the National Assembly. Now, since you talked about peace and you referenced 1982, the question becomes, Paul Biya in 1982 inherited a country described in Africa as an oasis of peace. Dr. Taka, I have to say today the nation is a theater of conflict, war, and hate speech. How can you, with a straight face, say that President Biya has ushered in peace in the country when there are conflicts? We know what's happening in the Anglophone Cameroon. We know what's happening, I mean, hate speech all over the place.
Yes, in 1982, the world was a different platform, and today is a different platform. In 1982, there was no worldwide turbulence as it is now. There is crisis in a lot of regions. And when we talk in social science, we are talking in comparative terms. If you compare Cameroon to Libya, you compare Cameroon to Sudan, you compare Cameroon to all the other countries that are within the sub-region, you will realize that Cameroon is still the oasis of peace, although we are faced with some challenges. But the landscape of the world insecurity and problems in the Middle East, problems everywhere, even in America, where in Baltimore, every 5 minutes somebody is dying. So we remains the island of peace comparatively. We are not saying that we don't have problems. And the head of state today took that commitment that he is going to ensure that peace and tranquility reigns because those are the foundations of economic development. Without peace, businesses will not thrive.
Let me ask you this, Dr. Julius Takababila. Peace and justice, are they mutually exclusive or inclusive?
Peace and justice are mutually inclusive.
So
It is
why are
difficult.
people talking about peace and not justice?
There is justice in Cameroon. You cannot just walk into somebody's house and take the wife and put in your car and drive off. You're going to be intercepted, arrested. You cannot just go into somebody's farm, even in the villages, and then catch somebody's bunch of plantains. There are judicial laws at the traditional level too. So there is peace that reigns in Cameroon from our villages. You cannot just go to somebody's farm and harvest their crops. There is no watchman in our farms, but nobody steals somebody's crop because if you are caught, you are going to be sanctioned within the legalities, the village rules. And then at the national level, we have the Republican legality where we have the court system. We